One of the things we mentioned before was the Hip-Hop Caucus. Hip-Hop Caucus quickly has two components. The Hip-Hop Caucus, which I will state today for the record, that the Hip-Hop Caucus will work to ensuring that our website, before the end of the year, will be both in English and in Spanish. Not just for hip-hop, but also for reggaeton. But we need to make sure all those our market is growing as well. So one of the things I want to say, why I am so honored to be here today at the Congressional, is that right now as we're having this meeting, there is also the Congressional Black Caucus and their meeting. And I'll just say this, that whatever happened on April 10th, whatever happened in the spring, we will not win this struggle if we continue to have segregated movements. It will be impossible. We cannot have an anti-war movement that is all white. We cannot have an immigration that is all brown. And we can have a poor people's movement that is all black. We will die in the streets while we are marching segregated. We need to cut this now. Katrina was one moment. Immigration is another moment. The war in Iraq is another moment. If we do not unify these movements today, then we are all fools marching alone. On November 7th of 2005, the Hip-Hop Caucus, which has also the Hip-Hop Caucus Institute, which has the Gulf Coast Renewal Campaign, and the coordinator, the program coordinator is here this morning, Liz Halfstad, over here, who's also from the great state of California. We recruit California, one of those great states that we pull from. But in from the Gulf Coast Renewal Campaign, we crossed a bridge in New Orleans called the Crescent City Connection. And in crossing that bridge, that was the bridge that after 5 days, our people, not just black people, not just Latino people, but poor people. And let me say this, because one of the we have to know in our movement is this. Kanye West said it best. He said George Bush doesn't like black people. But what we're finding out is that black people sometimes don't like poor black people. Latino people don't like poor Latino people. Asian people don't like poor Asian people. So what's happening, even within our own communities, we are warring on the poor, and that must stop as well. If there's one community that can't war on the poor, it is the Latino and African American communities. But as they're crossing this bridge, they are stopped from leaving. And you all saw the videos, 5 days in the New Orleans Convention Center and the Superdome. But they're stopped on the bridge. Stopped. And I thought about that. Can you imagine if you were leaving the World Trade Center after 9/11, and then you were trying to cross the Brooklyn Bridge, and you were stopped on that bridge, and you turn back around? That is what is happening only because of the hue of our skin. And so we have to stop that. So when we crossed that bridge last year on November 7th, 2005, to let the world know that you can't stop Latino people from crossing this bridge. You can't stop black people from crossing this bridge. And you can't stop poor people from crossing this bridge. But we have to make another march on November 7th, 2006. And that goes simply that today we march and tomorrow we vote. Well, tomorrow is here. November 7th is right here. We have to organize and mobilize and energize all of our people to get out the vote.